I believe that sometimes you must unlearn what you have learned in order to grow and move forward. This has never been more true in our industry than today. I believe the automotive industry is undergoing the same level of disruption as when we moved from horses to cars. Japan has become a technological prodigy in the past few years, introducing numerous new technologies that are shaping the future of the transportation industry. However, Japan's Prime Minister recently announced a new technology that will certainly be the revolutionary benchmark for the entire industry. This will seriously jeopardize EV's current popularity on the market. Join us and buckle up for a new way of thinking as we discover how Japan will redefine how we think about transportation. Of course, the Prime Minister is talking about Toyota, which has been experiencing a brand renaissance over the past few months. The company, which has always been one of the most popular car manufacturers globally, has extensively modified and updated its entire range of vehicles and options to significantly boost its brand image and rival other, much younger and quirkier brands, notably Tesla. Toyota's uninspired brand image stems from the actions of its former CEO, Akio Toyoda. While a capable leader, Toyota considerably stifled Toyota's potential by prioritizing reliability over vehicle design, quality, enjoyment, and most critically, innovation. This company's strategy made sense 20 years ago. However, in the current market, remaining conservative would essentially lead to Toyota's inevitable demise. That is why Toyota stepped down in favor of Koji Sato, the former president of Lexus and Gazoo Racing, Toyota's motorsport division. Who do you prefer, Koji Sato or Akio Toyoda? Be sure to let us know in the comments section below. Sato has done wonders for the car company, as his insistence on modernizing the entire range of vehicles and offering new and never-before-seen features allowed Toyota to once again jump to the top of the pack. And thanks to this all-new company strategy, Sato has recently announced a completely new engine that was pioneered by Toyota. So let's answer the question, what is this all-new engine type? The all-new engine type is actually a hydrogen-powered engine. However, we're not referring to FCEVs like the Toyota Mirai, which are EVs that use hydrogen fuel cells. No, the engine we're discussing is an internal combustion engine that utilizes hydrogen as fuel. This is big news as it will allow Toyota to achieve its goal of zero emissions and in the long term, become the cleanest car manufacturer in the world. As we all know, EVs and FCEVs require a lithium-ion battery pack, which requires huge quantities of lithium to be mined. Lithium is extremely expensive, and mining it is a very dirty business. Unfortunately, many car manufacturers have been searching for a completely new battery component that'll replace lithium, to no avail, as these other battery types are far less efficient than lithium-ion ones. Oh, and let's not forget that Toyota's own EV, the BZ4X, isn't selling very well. Until recently, Toyota didn't want to enter the EV segment at all, giving its competitors a head start on conquering the market. Additionally, despite all their technological advancements, electric vehicles remain impractical for many individuals, as their maximum range often falls short, particularly when considering the very long charging times. This is why Toyota is set on finding an alternative to electric vehicles in general, and going the way of hydrogen, which they already explored with the first and second generation Toyota Mirai, was most definitely the way to go. Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the entire universe, and using it instead of anything else, especially fossil fuels and lithium, would be one of the best ecological and economic decisions ever. Seriously, cars would be cheaper to buy than regular petrol-powered vehicles and cheaper to run than electric vehicles. Who wouldn't want that? You'd be surprised to learn that the engine in question isn't completely new. No, it's actually a derivative of Toyota's fantastic 1.6-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder, which has been celebrated worldwide by petrolheads for its extremely high power output, enjoyable sound, and outstanding reliability. This makes it an ideal starting point for developing hydrogen-powered internal combustion engines. The engine operates similarly to a typical internal combustion engine that uses LPG as fuel. Hydrogen is a gas, not a liquid, and requires an extremely robust and virtually bulletproof tank for storage to prevent escape, as it is highly flammable. Additionally, since hydrogen isn't in liquid form, the engine needed completely reworked fuel injectors designed for gas rather than liquid. Along with the injectors, Toyota has also incorporated considerably hardened valves and valve seats, as well as much stronger connecting rods that can withstand the cylinder pressure necessary for hydrogen. This resulted in an engine that could withstand continuous torture without breaking down, and was as reliable as its more conventional counterpart. So in essence, it was bulletproof. What did you expect? We're talking about Toyota here. To make matters even better, Toyota has also announced the development of even more hydrogen-powered internal combustion engines. The most notable of these will be a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8, which will be used as a workhorse engine in trucks, SUVs, and when tweaked and finely tuned, even sports cars. Its projected power output will be over 450 horsepower. Oh, and the cherry on top is that this engine will be developed in collaboration with Yamaha. Just like the fabulous 2JZ from the old Supra and that beastly 4.8 V10 found in the Lexus LFA. We're pretty darn sure the upcoming V8 will be a blast. We can't wait to see these engines being utilized in real life. Which leads us to the next question. When will these engines get officially adopted? Well, they are technically already adopted, at least the 1.61. Toyota fitted the engine to a Yaris GR and even a Corolla Cross as soon as it was developed. These cars are called the Toyota Yaris GR H2 and the Toyota Corolla Cross H2. Oh, and don't worry, these cars aren't gutless, as the reworked engine managed to put out similar levels of power and torque as its petrol-powered cousin, making these cars actually daily usable and fun. To add to the fun factor, the noise coming from the back is also fabulous, as the car sounds just as good as the petrol-powered alternative. The tea is good. We can't wait to hear what a low-revving torque monster of a V8 will do. Speaking of which, the V8 is expected to be fully developed in about a year, which means that we'll be hearing, pun intended, about it very soon. Granted, the previously mentioned cars are just prototypes that won't see any real use. However, the creme de la creme is that Toyota projects that fully functional hydrogen combustion vehicles will hit the market by the end of the decade. Honestly, we're absolutely thrilled that EVs are finally getting a true competitor in terms of green energy and overall efficiency. We cannot emphasize enough how pleased we are that internal combustion engines aren't going the way of the dodo just yet. We're eager to start seeing and hearing them on the streets. That is, if we ever get the chance. You see, the Inline 3 and the V8 began development during Akio Toyoda's tenure, who was keen on keeping internal combustion engines as the primary way of powering vehicles. Koji Sato, unlike his predecessor, is much more focused on developing EVs, as he believes they offer numerous benefits over traditional internal combustion engines. In fact, he's so committed to modernizing Toyota that he announced the company will introduce over 10 completely new EV models by 2030, which is music to our ears, especially considering their extremely late start. Granted, the man isn't giving up on hydrogen as a power source. However, there are a couple of issues that need to be addressed regarding hydrogen-powered internal combustion engines, and the first is their efficiency, or rather, their inefficiency. Hydrogen engines are much thirstier than their petrol-powered counterparts, and aside from being greener, they typically offer far less power. The 1.6 hydrogen-powered inline 3 is as powerful as its conventional twin, yet it consumes fuel much faster, so it must be equally powerful, but by making them economical, we'd make hydrogen engines utterly gutless, which, let's be honest, nobody wants. On the other hand, as reliable as the inline 3 is, and it is reliable, it remains a complex mechanical assembly with numerous components that could easily break down and significantly impact its reliability. This means maintenance will be quite expensive, notably more so than for hydrogen fuel cell EVs like the Toyota Mirai. Additionally, FCEVs provide a much larger range than hydrogen internal combustion engine vehicles, and are similarly quick to recharge, making them a more rational option than the admittedly much cooler internal combustion-powered vehicle. Oh, and even though hydrogen is plentiful, it still needs to be converted for regular use, which requires a lot of energy. Because it is extremely hard to convert, there will be many conversion losses, making hydrogen dirty to produce. Storing hydrogen is also extremely challenging. Not only is hydrogen flammable, but it can also be explosive under certain conditions, making it particularly finicky to store. It tends to leak due to its small molecular size, which is why armored tanks are necessary to keep it as safe as possible. Unfortunately, storing hydrogen in vehicles is just one of its problems. Storing it outside the vehicle presents an even bigger challenge. It requires constant cooling, monitoring, and careful handling, resulting in significant inefficiencies in the long run. To save yourself the hassle, simply go and buy an electric vehicle, at least for now. They are quicker, more common, and because of their popularity, considerably more convenient to charge. Yes, we know lithium-ion batteries are also prone to catching fire, and mining them is dirty for the environment. However, they're still far greener than hydrogen because they're much more developed than hydrogen-powered vehicles. both FCEVs and hydrogen combustion ones. That doesn't mean you should give up on hydrogen though. No. Hydrogen is definitely the way of the future. It just needs a lot of refining before it becomes a viable choice for regular users. That's why companies like Toyota and BMW continue to nurture the technology, even though it's completely unprofitable for them. The relationship between electric vehicles and hydrogen-powered vehicles is essentially the same as that between traditional vehicles and electric vehicles a couple of decades ago. Overall, we genuinely believe that hydrogen is the future. However, we regret to announce that we are not yet in the age of hydrogen vehicles. Until we address these significant issues and inconveniences, we will need to move away from hydrogen combustion vehicles. However, we are in the age of EVs. And we're pleased that the entire industry is looking for an alternative to lithium to create a more environmentally friendly battery. Believe it or not, Toyota is actually leading the charge with its all-new battery type, which doesn't use lithium or any other rare elements at all.